Welcome to AU in View, a production of the Aurora University Communication Program. We bring you the people and events of the Aurora University community. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Trey. We'll be your host for this episode. Today we'll be talking to Taylor and Rico, co-president of the organization Fashion Loves You, better known as FLY, as well as talking with AU's new football head coach, Rick Ponx. We also have a special segment today, Beyond the Calf. But first, let's go over the latest news.
The Aurora University's Veterans and Military Service Association will be collecting care package donations for deployed military personnel. With so many men and women servicing overseas to protect our country, a simple way to show thanks is by sending a care package to a family member, friend, or total stranger. Donations can include any non-perishable food items, socks, hygiene products, playing cards, as well as books or DVDs. Care packages can also include something special for canine soldiers as well, such as dog treats, dog toys, and dog shampoo. Donation boxes will be located in Dunham, the Spartan Spot, and the cafeteria from Tuesday, April 1st until Thursday, April 10th.
The Brothers of Phi Iota Alpha Fraternity Incorporated will be hosting their third annual Miss Belleza beauty pageant this Thursday, April 3rd. 8 ladies will be competing for the crown and the title of Miss Belleza. These 8 ladies will perform their talents in front of the student body and judges, and the audience will have the chance to choose the crowd favorite. Crowd favorite will be decided by which contestant receives the most raffle tickets in her designated box through the night. Raffle tickets will be sold for $1, and prices will be raffled off through the night. Come out and support these ladies this Thursday. The pageant will begin at 8 p.m. in UBH.
The Aurora Criminal Justice Association will be collecting donations for their blessing bags starting April 1st until April 16th. Blessing bags are Ziploc bags which are filled with items for the homeless. Items can include hygiene products such as deodorant, bar soap, mouthwash, and toothbrushes and toothpaste, as well as tissues, disposable razors, socks, and small snacks such as granola bars, peanuts, and juice boxes. Donation boxes will be placed in Dunham Atrium, The Spot, Alumni Hall, and Institute Lobby. Money donations to buy items will also be accepted and can be given to ACGA member Haley Pacina, and she can be contacted at hpacina01@aurora.edu. The blessing bags will be put together at the ACGA meeting on April 17th at noon in Dunham 202. Keep an eye out for those donation boxes and give back to those less fortunate.
Here at AU, there are a variety of clubs and organizations for everyone. Today, we will be interviewing Rico and Taylor of the Fashion Loves You and speaking to them about their upcoming spring fashion show. Guys, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Good, we're
Doing very
great.
well, thank you. Thanks for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
So tell us a little bit about FLY. What exactly do you guys do?
With FLY, we encourage people, no matter what size, to join and be part of Fashion Loves You, to express themselves fashionably and help empower themselves as better people.
Excellent. Now, how did you two decide to join the club?
I decided to be in the club for my freshman year to learn more about fashion.
Excellent.
Simple as that.
Awesome. And what's your major?
I'm psychology.
Okay, very good. Enrico?
I chose to do FLY because as a freshman, there was really not much to do, so I saw all kinds of organizations that I would like to join, and I'm very well known for, dressing nice, looking nice, so I was like, why not join a fashion thing? And also I heard the old president, he was a senior, I was like, oh, I would love to run something like that and really get a lot of people's opinions and their style just to bring it to that kind of environment.
Excellent. Awesome.
So as president and co-president, what are some of your responsibilities that you do, and how do you, help to market the organization?
Some of the responsibilities that we have to do as presidents is delegate with the other executive board members and help. We just split up the roles.
Very good.
To make this fashion show the best one yet.
Excellent. Now, do you do any other events aside from the fashion show throughout the year?
We had a few events.
Okay.
This past school academic year, but this spring we've just been focusing on the fashion show since it is one of our big events.
Okay. Now, how long does it usually take to plan, and what are the different aspects in the planning process for the fashion show?
It takes mainly the whole year.
Really?
To plan, because we need to pick out a theme and delegate what music, what clothes that we're going to use.
Speaking of clothes, What are some of the fashion lines that are going to be featured?
We are using Maurice's.
Oh, very good.
We always have a good variety of clothes from them. We also have Sears. They also have a very good variety of clothes for all of us to wear.
Good.
Definitely.
Now, in terms of participants, is it just going to be students? Is there alum? Or, I mean, do you just pull
Males,
in people from off the
females?
street? I mean, how do you
What's the process?
Who do you choose? to be
We
in the-
choose everyone.
Yeah.
We let anybody just be part of it
Awesome.
that shows any
Interest.
interest in fashion. Exactly.
Excellent. Awesome. Now let's see. How long have you both been in Fly?
I've been in it for 3 years. This is my 3rd year.
Okay. Enrico?
I've been in it since the beginning of January.
Oh, excellent. And now, do you guys both participate in the fashion show? Will we see you walking down and starting your stuff too?
I will.
Oh, excellent.
Don't worry. I've been a model for 3 years.
Oh, very good. Very good. Excellent. Now, when is the show again?
The show is this Saturday, April 5th,
Okay.
from 7 to 9 in UBH. We encourage all the models or anybody wanting to see the show to be there like around 6 or 6:30 at the latest to socialize and get to know everybody else.
Is there a certain attire that you want the guests to show up in? Do you want them to be, very fashionable? Can they just show up in, their street clothes? Or do you want to kind of convey an image that ties together well with the fashion show?
We encourage everybody to dress however they feel is their best fashion.
Okay.
But we would also love for somebody, to come and show us out, like wear something that's like, wow, who is this person? So we can, collaborate with them so they can be part of the fashion show for next year.
Excellent. And now, how long has the fashion show been going on again?
The fashion show has been going on ever since the organization has been on campus
Okay.
for 9 years.
Very good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming out to our show. We hope to see some great fashion choices at our fashion show this weekend. Now on to our new segment here on AU in the View called Beyond the Calf. We'll turn it over to Brooke and Petro.
All right, thanks, guys. Welcome to Beyond the Calf. This is a segment in the show where we bring you delicious and mouth-watering recipes that can be made right in your dorm room. I'm Pietro.
And I'm Brooke, and today we're going to be making a cookie in a mug.
Ooh.
So basically all that you really need for this recipe is a mug, butter, vanilla, an egg, brown sugar, salt, white sugar, flour, and then chocolate chips. I decided to bring white chocolate chips because they're my favorite. So first you're going to start by taking a tablespoon of butter and melting it in your mug. We've already pre-melted it. So there's the butter. And then after you do the butter, you're going to mix in mostly all of your dry ingredients. So you're going to take both sugars and the salt, which we've already pre-measured right here. So if you will
Am I the stir?
Yes, you're the stir.
Does it matter which one you put in first, or?
No, they all go in together. So it's a tablespoon of white sugar, the granulated sugar, and then a tablespoon of firmly packed brown sugar. And then you're going to add a pinch of salt.
Ooh.
So after you do that, stir it all together.
Okay, here we go. I'm telling you what, just this sugar and butter concoction looks good enough to me. I don't even think we need to do the rest of the show. Okay.
So after you add the sugar and it's all nicely stirred in there, you're going to add 3 drops of the vanilla. 3 drops of vanilla,
Okay.
so I'm just going to squirt it on.
Now, if someone's more of a vanilla head than another, could they put, let's say, 4 or 5 drops of vanilla?
Yeah, if they wanted to.
Okay.
Just depends how sweet you want it.
All right.
So after you stir in the vanilla, you're going to want to put the egg in. The thing with the egg is you only want the egg yolk, so you're going to have to separate it. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Can you hear me?
I'm right there for you. I got you.
Okay, so once you separate the egg, oh, it's not really wanting to separate. You're gonna put it in,
There we go.
and you're gonna just stir that up.
Oh.
So once that is all stirred, you're then going to add the flour. So you need a scant 4th cup of flour, which just means that it's right underneath a 1/4 of a cup. So it's not a full 1/4, it's just right underneath it. And you're also going to want to use all-purpose flour and self-rising flour. That way you get a fluffy cookie instead of like a gross, nasty, hard
Because
one.
nobody wants a non-fluffy cookie. Okay.
So after you add in all the flour, you're going to stir that all up, and it'll start to look like cookie dough now.
It is starting to look like cookie dough. See, my thing is, normally when I make cookies, which isn't very often, but every once in a while, I don't make it to the oven because the cookie dough normally looks just delicious on its own. So that's pretty sturdy right there.
Okay, so now we're going to add the chocolate chips. I like a lot of chocolate chips, so I'm probably going to add more than a normal person would.
Okay.
Or you can just tell me when to stop.
You know, I'm just going to let you go when you feel it's right. That seems good. See, if I would have brought the chocolate chips, I would have brought the peanut butter chocolate chips, because those are my favorite. I'm a big peanut butter guy.
White chocolate. Sorry.
Everybody has a different preference of chocolate. It's just... Okay, so I think everything's mixed in pretty well.
So once you mix it together, you're going to go and microwave it for about a minute. It honestly depends on the microwave, so you might want to start with 45 seconds, and then if it's not done, go at 15-second intervals. You want to make sure that the top is kind of spongy, so you can like check it with a fork after the first 45 seconds, and then 15 seconds after that.
And I'm off to the microwave. We have a super microwave, so it cooks a little faster.
So we have our finished product here. If you can see, it kind of rises to halfway, so you want to make sure that you get a mug that is tall enough to fit all of it in there. And make sure that the mug is microwavable. This one's kind of hot because it's a ceramic mug. So you might want to use a better mug than a ceramic one. So
I think since you did most of the talking, I just did all the grunt work, I'm going to let you take a bite of the
get to
cookie.
taste it.
You're the one who likes the white chocolate chips, so.
It's good.
Looks delicious. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Calf, and we'll see you next time.
That looks great. Thank you, Brooke and Pietro. With the snow finally going away, the football team is hard at work with their spring training. The Spartans are currently under new leadership with new football head coach Rick Ponx. How are you doing today, Coach Ponx?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming on to our show.
You're welcome.
So if you want to start off, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Where do you want me to start with that one?
Where were you coaching prior to AU?
This past season, I was with Naperville Central High School. We won the state championship. And then prior to that, previous 9 years, I was with North Central College. And before we moved back here, I was in Ohio. I was 15 years with Ohio Northern University.
Oh, wow. Where did you go to school?
I went to Elmhurst.
Okay.
I went to Downers Grove North High School and then went to Elmhurst.
Okay. Did you play football when you were in school?
I did.
You did? So that's
I
where
did.
the love of coaching came from?
Oh, no. The love of coaching came back from like 6th grade when I started playing. When I started playing, I loved the game and really was able at that point to know that I wanted to be in teaching and education, and that's what I think football is.
What position were you in football?
I played defensive back. When I was fast out of high school, I was a cornerback, and then I got slow in college and became a safety linebacker.
Moved around a little bit. So why did you choose AU?
It's a good question. I wasn't looking. I had actually stepped away from college coaching to spend more time with my family. At that point, I became the director of admissions or transfer admissions with North Central College. Got involved with the high school level, and then the more and more we went on, I missed the college sport.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be a win-win situation for my family and for the school. And so I started doing some research on the local colleges and looking at Aurora. It had academically, had a great background, athletically, had a tremendous history of success in all of their sports and programs, quite a few majors, with over 40 majors. So I really looked at what I would be able to sell in recruiting, and Aurora just seemed like a dream position.
Yeah.
So it was always in the back of my mind. And when it opened up, then I had an opportunity, and kind of the rest is history from there.
Yeah. So I know that you had brought a whole new coaching staff with you. You want to tell me a little bit about those guys?
Well, as of today, this is our 30th day together. It's kind of been in flux ever since I came in here. I thought we had it together in the beginning of January, and the gentleman that had stayed from the previous staff ended up leaving 3 days later. So we've just kind of filled his position on March 1st. With our offensive line coach, Kyle Searski. He came from Texas Christian University, and then before that he was at Millsaps. Our offensive coordinator, Eric Studeman, is somebody that I knew who played at North Central when I was coaching there. He then went on down to Mississippi State and worked for 3 years there, and then was at University of Tennessee Martin. Tim Janisek, our defensive line coach, I knew as a player at North Central also. This last year he was with North Central coaching their defensive line. And then Benny Boyd is an alum from here, played here, went on and coached at Luther College, and then went to North Dakota, and then was able to coax him back here to work at his alma mater.
Yeah.
We have 2 graduate assistants, Spencer Adams, who's also an alum, and then Casey Bushka, who was a high school head coach for 5 years before Coach Walsh had brought him in here to be a graduate assistant. So.
Awesome. So I see some of the guys in the weight room every Tuesday, Thursday mornings. I'm in there with them. So they have started spring training. What type of workouts are they doing other than lifting?
Well, starting on January 9th, we had the lifting program. We go 4 days a week. But then in addition to that, on Wednesdays, we go through a yoga stretch workout.
I bet the guys love that one.
They're learning to love it. They're learning that flexibility equals speed.
Yes.
So on top of that, we've also added 3 days a week. The NCAA allows Division III schools to practice in the spring 3 days a week for a 5-week period. No pads, but we can use blocking shields and footballs. So it's really for us a teaching period. So we spend an hour in the classroom and then on the field for an hour and a half, 3 days a week.
Wow. What days do you guys usually practice?
Well, Saturdays and Sundays, because we want to stay out of the way of schoolwork.
Yeah.
And then we have 1 day during the week based on availability of the field. We went this last week we went on Tuesday. This week we're going on Thursday. So we'll go Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Next week will be Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay.
So with a lot of the team graduating this year, have you recently started recruiting?
I started recruiting 2 hours after I was hired. This is all about recruiting in college. So I was hired on December 13th, and that evening I was at a high school fair. As far as the 2015 year is concerned, we start that on May 1st. We'll start looking for those kids.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on with me today and talking to me. I wish you the best of luck for your season. Now back to Trey and Adrian for our event calendar roundup and what else is happening around campus.
Thanks, Loretta. Good luck to the football team this upcoming season. Now before we go, we're going to give you a rundown of all the exciting things coming up here at AU.
This Thursday, April 3rd, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated will be hosting guest speaker Stephen Samuels in an event called the Miss Education 2K14. Samuels will be presenting a lecture about the history of ancient civilization of Egypt, Ethiopia, and Africa. Stop by Institute 122 at 7:30 to hear more about a stolen history.
AUSA will be hosting Have a Bad Day this Thursday, April 3rd in Dunham Hall. With finals less than a month away, the end of the year work seems to be piling up. So AUSA will be hosting an event that educates students on how to relax and manage their stress by letting them take a break and manage their bad days. The event will go from 11:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m.
Aurora University's theater department is performing Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Opening night will be this Friday, April 4th. Admission is free and doors open at 7 p.m.
Join the Wackerland Center as they participate in Morning of Service this Saturday, April 5th. Members of the AU community meet at the Wackerland Center at 8:30 a.m. as they volunteer around the Aurora area.
Some sporting events to look out for are the men's lacrosse on the 4th and women's lacrosse plays on the 5th.
The men's tennis team will play on April the 3rd. Lastly, baseball plays a doubleheader on April the 5th.
And that's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us on AU in View, and we'll see you next time.